I think it's absolutely imperative that if we want to have resilience and want to be successful and happy, we need to build our self-concepts. So may I explain to you the difference between self-confidence and self-efficacy and self-esteem? Self-confidence is when you trust yourself, you're assured, you have a sense of self-belief. Self-efficacy is an understanding that you can do something, usually something specific. You have an ability in something and you know you can do it. You can have a generalized self-efficacy, which says, yeah, I'm pretty good at most things. I think I could have a tackle at that. Self-esteem is different. Self-esteem is not based on your competence or your accomplishments. It's based on just your sense of worth as a human being. So you could easily be a paraplegic, say, and not feel that you've got that much efficacy, or certainly as much as you perhaps did. But you hopefully have still got a great sense of self-esteem. So those three things are important. And I add in locus of control. It's a funny name, but what it means is that we have a sense of potency. So you believe you can impact on a situation or even somebody. You can influence things, someone. That's all really important. And I think I added in, which is slightly naughty of me because I've added it to the data top down. For the doctorate, I have to take it out, but for the book I'm putting it in, which is self-compassion. Now I do see that in Olympians, elite Olympians at least, they're very self-critical. They don't have a lot of self-compassion. Whereas I think it's a very useful thing to have in moderation. So as not to ruminate, so as not to beat yourself up, so as not to forgive yourself. I think it's a very useful thing for happiness and well-being. So, I don't know, they keep up their self-doubt because it keeps them going, keeps them striving for excellence. And the other thing I found that's interesting is that I think elite athletes, have an unusual self-concept. So their self-confidence is definitely not high all of the time. They have quite a lot of self-doubt. And what's marvellous, I think, is that they channel that into doing something good. And one of the things I found with elite athletes, and in fact it's in the literature, that many of them have subclinical or even clinical traits. So what we would call perseverance, they take to the extreme. They're able to do the same thing day after day after day, which would bore me to death. But they keep at it with goals that just where they're slightly improving. So they're so competitive, so ambitious for themselves, and they set themselves goals that they'll slightly improve, or they'll learn something, they'll finesse something, and that enables them to keep going, which I think is very awesome, and I'm impressed by.